Okay, for this you really need to pay attention. What we're going to do is we're going to put the bolt, the dust cover, and the barrel back to the receiver. Okay? First thing you need to do is put this little bad boy back on. Slide it over this way, move the receiver tube out of the way. Get it past your sights. Get it down to here. We're going to reinstall the bolt. Keep it this way and watch how this happens, okay? Now, you're going to be down here. You'll enter, pull back a little bit on the bolt, let that cam get in there and hit like that. Next, be as careful as you can. This little bad boy right here goes right on top of this. Okay, being careful what you're doing. Get that to clamp in. Okay. Now what that does is that allows the bolt to go back in and out. Okay. Now we'll place our dust cover on. You want to let it back off just slightly. It will fit on there. Don't ever force anything while you're doing this. Okay? Yeah. Alright. These will fit in. It'll slide in right like that. Now, we're going to do the action tube. It'll slide in right like this. And once again, you never force things when it comes to this kind of stuff. But make sure your bracket here is seated just like you need it. You simply screw this in. Right here. And you let it go without any problems. If it's acting rough, that means you don't have it lined up correctly. What this does is this holds this free-floating barrel in. Free-floating barrels are awesome because the higher altitude you get, you won't get any warpage between your barrel and your scopes. The bracket will start sitting a lot better once you get down there. And once you get to this point, cock it back. It'll open up like that. Notice it. Make sure that's sliding really well. Then you'll get your tool, which in this case is a punch, which just happens to fit this. Okay? You want to slightly tighten this up. You're going to be better off if you actually put it in a vise, because then you can put enough tension on it that it ain't going to fall apart on you when you fire the thing. Okay, so believe it or not, that's the hardest part of this whole ordeal. This lever doesn't get caught, okay? So start in this way, working back a little bit, twist, and then it'll drop in. Okay. Make sure your pins are lined up, and then put your pins in. Okay, you get your little handy cup. You get your 2 pins. This one's your big one. That's in the back. This is your small one. That's in the front. So, let's just make sure we got the small one lined up first. We leave this pin here to keep that lined up. Now this is the one that's got the spring on it. So you want to make sure you don't force this thing too hard or too heavy. Now if you're having trouble with the pin, don't worry about it for now. Okay? You just want to basically get yourself started. Okay? Most of these pins need to be forced in anyway. But you don't want to have them forced in too hard, because then you know something's wrong. Anyway, that's how you get that to work. Okay? You can now take it off safety, pull the trigger, and you're good. You can only pull this thing back if you pull the trigger, or if that's the magazine and this is the other one, which allows you to flip it back and go to town. Okay, let's put the stock back on. This nice screw, we're just going to fit right there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we can put our bolt in first and find where the screw is going to go through. Drop that little guy in there. Then we're going to put our screwdriver down the hole. And then we're going to put the stock exactly where it needs to be. Okay, we simply start screwing this in, and that'll tighten that up. Okay, now I finished tightening that up. It's not loose, it's not shaking all over the place. And now we can go ahead and put our butt plate back on. It's easy to do, these are curved, so you got to make sure you match this. And if this is an original one, your Remington should go up at the top. I take my 2 wood screws out, and my cup. I hand place them first, and then you simply tighten these little guys up. Okay, that's nice and tight. It's nice and tight. And there you have it. You totally disassembled and reassembled a Game Master 760 by Remington. So, how do we know for sure that we got this thing assembled correctly? Well, let's cock it with nothing in it. Absolutely nothing in it. Bring it forward, put it on fire, pull the trigger, and it worked. Kick it back, push it forward, it doesn't come back. Now let's push the magic button over here, and it works. Forward, back. And there you have it. That's how you reassemble the Remington 760 Game Master.